Is the first or second set of questions?
I think I'd like the first set, please.
Here we go, and good luck. Which ingredient is the T of a classic BLT sandwich? Is it tomato, tuna, or turkey?
I know that because on the plane on the way up yesterday, we weren't sure that we were going to arrive in time for dinner. So it's tomato.
Tomato is correct. Judith, the town of Cromer is particularly associated with which food? Is it toffee, asparagus, or crab?
Oh, that's Cromer crab.
Cromer crab is right.
Yeah.
It's on the seaside, isn't it?
Yes.
It's in Dorset? In
Norfolk.
Norfolk.
Yeah.
Bridget, who won MasterChef in 2005 and went on to open the Oaxaca Mexican restaurant chain? Is it Mary Louise Parker, Fuchsia Dunlop, or Thomasina Myers?
I've no idea. I've never actually watched MasterChef. I'm inclined to say not Fuchsia Dunlop, but that's only because I've never heard the name Fuchsia as a Christian name, which probably means I'm completely wrong because. But I think I might have heard it as a Christian name if they'd won and then gone on to open something. It might just have sort of crossed the. Haven't actually heard of Thomasina Myers either. I think I've heard the name Mary Louise Parker, so I'm going to go with Mary Louise Parker.
It's actually not Mary Louise Parker, but you're right to rule out Fuchsia. Thomasina Myers.
Right.
Thomasina Myers it is, and there's no branch of the Oaxaca on Alderney, I'm thinking, yet.
No, not yet.
Judith, your next question. Baboti, a dish of curried meat with an egg custard topping, is a speciality of which country? Is it Bangladesh, South Africa, or Philippines? It's spelt B-O-B-O-T-I-E, baboti.
I have a bobote. Bobote. What does that sound like? What language does that sound like? Bobote. I have absolutely not the first idea. But as it's curried, I'm going to try Bangladesh.
It's not Bangladesh. Anyone know?
Africa.
South Africa. It is.
Oh.
Eaten where and how and who by?
It's almost a bush dish. It's almost a traditional, rural dish.
Bridget, which grape variety is thought to take its name from a French word meaning young blackbird? Is it Pinotage, Merlot, or Gamay?
I don't know. My inclination is to rule out Pinotage. I think I'm going to go with Merlot because it's a red wine and because I have absolutely no idea what Gamay is, and they might be more inclined to name a red wine after a blackbird. I don't know. I'm going Merlot.
Okay, your team like that, actually. Is she right?
We think so.
You are right, Bridget. Merlot it is. Nicely done. So your third question, Judith, if you get this one wrong, you are out of the contest. I know you don't like me saying that, but it's true. And food and drink as well. What is the name of the bread popular in Belgium at Christmas, baked to resemble the baby Jesus? Is it Montu, Pandoro, or Cunyu?
I can't think. So it's a guess. Down the magic right. Cunyu.
This is, just so you know, this is Judith's technique, and what's amazing is she doesn't always use it, but whenever she uses it, it works. You're right, it is Cunyu, Judith.
It's just extraordinary.
We're going to have to call it the Keppel. Something suddenly swerves to the right. So we've had 3 questions. We are level, and it's not multiple choice anymore, Bridget. It's sudden death, so I don't give you the alternatives. Here we go. Which white sauce is named after a steward to Louis XIV of France?
Well, I'm not very good on sauces. The only ones I can think of that are white at the moment are hollandaise and bechamel. And I don't think it's likely to be, I don't know, hollandaise of Holland. I'm going to go bechamel.
Nicely done, it's correct. The Marquis de Bechamel. What was he doing, Judith, that marquee? You probably know this. He was inventing sauces, was he?
Well, I expect it was his chef inventing sauces, not him.
So bechamel doesn't mean anything, it's just a surname.
I suppose so.
Yeah. Aconcagua is a wine-producing region in which country? It's spelt A-C-O-N-C-A-G-U-A. Aconcagua.
Aconcagua. I think I'm going to say Chile.
Your answer is Chile.
Yeah.
Your answer is right.
Oh,
How did you do that?
I don't know. That sounded South American, and Chilean wine is very good and famous nowadays.
Okay, she can't be shaken off that easily, Bridget, can she? But that is why she is an egghead. Sudden death, we continue. Bridget, Autumn King and Egmont Gold are varieties of which vegetable?
I immediately thought apple, but then I'm starting to wonder whether it's a potato or something of that kind. But Egmont Gold, I think Egmont is an apple. I'm going to say apple.
It's carrot.
Oh, well, I wouldn't know that.
I
We
mean,
find
there's
them
maybe
difficult.
an orangey idea in autumn and gold
Yes.
if you're clutching at straws there. Judith, your question to take the round. Which town in Pennsylvania is home to the USA's largest chocolate factory?
Is there a place in Pennsylvania called Hershey?
Is that an answer or a question or what?
Well, it's both.
Would you like to give an answer?
Hershey.
Hershey is correct.
Is it?
Yes.
Gosh.
Well done. Civilised round that was. Judith versus Bridget. Judith will be in the final. Bridget, sorry you've been knocked out.
That's all right.
Do please both of you come back here and rejoin your teammates. So as it stands, the challengers have lost one brain from the final round, whilst the eggheads have lost no brains. The next subject for you is music. Who would like this?
Throws us into disarray.
No one seems to want it.
We all want it. I think it was Tim, wasn't it?
I don't know.
You're
Tim?
putting,
What do you
yeah, it's limited. My knowledge is going to be. I'm happy to, if you wanted me to go for it. Yeah, I will.
Do you want
I've never
to-
heard anyone say their knowledge is unlimited, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Are you happy
I've
doing
got
it?
no idea of music. It's
It looks-
too
It
old.
looks like me then.
Looks like Tim's been volunteered.
Tim, okay.
Yes, I've volunteered.
From the rock hoppers, against which of these
Any ideas?
non-hopping eggheads?
Which one would you like? Pat?
Yeah.
Pat, maybe?
Pat, apparently.
Right, so Tim from the Alderney rock hoppers against Pat from the eggheads on music, and to ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions. So Tim, tell us what you do on the island.
As I said, I'm a wholesale manager, which means I work for a big-ish firm. The supplies come in on the weekly boat, take it to the depot, and then just take them all over the island to various restaurants, pubs, anyone really that I can supply to.
So if you're ill or incapacitated, the entire island grinds to a halt.
I've got a very good number two, though, who can step in. So.
But I also assume that if the weather's bad, you can actually end up with no boats and then you cut off.
It does happen, without doubt. We run out of things a few times every year, and it just can't be helped.
And music? What do you do with music?
Not a lot. I mean, I do like my sort of music, but if this is going to be classical, I'm going to have problems.
So what's your favourite band then?
Going back would be Genesis, but recently, things like Snow Patrol.
Ah, I'm thinking you're a Radio 2 man.
Yes.
So we reach down that far, do we?
Yeah,
I'm
sometimes.
glad to hear it. Good. When the wind's in the right direction.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, OK, well, good luck in this round. 3 questions on music, and it's Pat against Tim. And Tim, you can choose the first or second set of questions.
Well, I should go first, so I'll go second.
I like the logic. OK, Pat, your first question. The history book on the shelf is always repeating itself is a line from which popular song? Is it I Will Survive, Waterloo, or Bohemian Rhapsody?
I think it's ABBA's Eurovision winning entry, Waterloo.
Waterloo is correct. And you know that as you got it right, you have to sing it? It's a rule?
Rules are meant to be broken, Jeremy.
OK, I didn't think you were going to fall for that. Tim, your question. Which former Spice Girl joined the cast of Blood Brothers in the West End in 2009? Was it Emma Bunton? Was it Melanie Chisholm? Or was it Halliwell?
Oh, I've got no idea. Think logically. Blood Brothers, that's the Willie Russell one, is it? No, I don't know. I would say more likely to go on stage would be Emma Bunton, so I'll go for Emma Bunton.
Let's see if the eggheads know this one. Who was it?
I think it's Mel C.
Is he Sporty Spice, Mel C?
Yeah, she was, yeah.
She was Sporty
yes,
Spice.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
But she's gone
Melanie-
into musical theatre now, so...
Melanie Chisholm is the right answer. Tim, sorry, not Emma. Emma B. Over to Pat. The song Secondhand Rose is most associated with which performer born in 1891? Is it Gertrude Lawrence, Mary Lloyd, or Fanny Bryce?
I think Fanny Bryce was the inspiration for either Funny Girl or Hello Dolly. Mary Lloyd was a giant of the music hall, and Gertrude Lawrence I don't know very much about. Secondhand Rose could be American. I think Fanny Bryce is American. Secondhand Rose could be American. Sounds a little more English than American, but it certainly could be American, so I'm a bit stumped here. Secondhand Rose. It sounds... I thought you were going to ask about a musical, because it's quite a well-known song. It may have been in a musical. If it's been in a musical, then Fanny Bryce being the inspiration for a musical, maybe that's a link. I'll have to go for Fanny Bryce, the theory being that it somehow wormed its way into Funny Girl.
Well, you're being too modest when you say you're completely stumped, because you had a lot of information and you put it together just right. Fanny Bryce is the answer, Pat. Well done. Tim, back to you. Which record was the first UK #1 single for the Stock, Aitken and Waterman partnership? Was it Respectable, Never Gonna Give You Up, or You Spin Me Round?
I don't think it'll Spin Me Round. Pretty sure that was later. Never Gonna Give You Up, that was, someone. And Respectable was, I think, Mel and Kim. Never Gonna Give You Up. Rick Astley, wasn't it? Never Gonna Give You Up. But I think the first one from that lot was the Mel and Kim one, Respectable. That's what I'm going to go for. Respectable.
If you got this wrong, you are out.
Thank you.
It's actually You Spin Me Round.
Oh, that's the one I cancelled.
You Spin Me Round. It's a tough question, that. Not Respectable. Sorry, Tim. So you've been knocked out. Pat is in the final. Please, both of you, come back and rejoin your teams. So, as it stands, the challengers have lost 2 brains from the final round. Bridget, any change in tactics now?
I'm starting to panic if sport comes up.
OK, let's see. Actually, you're OK now. It's arts and books.
Definitely not me. I don't know.
I think that's kind of... Paddy's an artist, so I know a little bit.
OK. Looks like it's you
That's
then,
a bit
Julie.
scary.
You go for
You
it.
sure?
Julie? Yeah?
Yep,
Yeah.
off you go.
Sounds good.
Julie, OK. Against which egghead? Can't be Judith or Pat.
Yeah,
What do you think? I have no
You want to
clue.
take on Barry, yeah?
Yeah, we'll go for Barry.
Yeah?
So Julie from the Alderney Rockhoppers against Barry, our egghead. And just to make sure there's no conferring, please go to the question room now. It's going to be 3 questions on arts and books, Julie, and you can choose the first or second set.
I'll have the first set, please.
Here we go, good luck. What type of character is Wurzel Gummidge in the books by Barbara Eufen Todd? Is it pirate, talking tree, or scarecrow?
I know he's a scarecrow. Yeah, he's definitely not a talking tree, and he's definitely not a pirate. He's a scarecrow.
He is indeed a scarecrow, well done. Barry, your question. Which fictional character was hunted by Abraham Van Helsing? Dracula, Quasimodo, or Don Quixote?
Oh, I love a question you can get your teeth into. The answer is Dracula.
Dracula is correct. Thanks for that. Julie, Mr. Stink is the second children's book by which comedian and actor? Phil Jupitus, David Walliams, or Stephen Fry?
I don't have a clue on that. Mr. Stink is the second children's book. I can't imagine Phil Jupitus writing children's books. They would be very tongue-in-cheek. David Walliams, don't know much about him, really. Stephen Fry is probably the most obvious candidate. Mr. Stink, he's got a funny sense of humour, so Mr. Stink might go with that as a kind of tongue-in-cheek children's book. I think I'll go for Stephen Fry, please.
Stephen Fry is the wrong answer, actually. It's David Walliams. So, Julie, sorry. And Barry, you got a chance to take the lead. Here's your question, Barry. In which gallery is Botticelli's painting Primavera on display? Is it the Louvre, Prado, or Uffizi?
Well, I saw this painting a couple of years ago and I was very disappointed because it looked as if it needed a very good clean indeed. And it's one of my favourite paintings too, but I saw it in the Uffizi.
Did you take out your mop and your sponge?
I was very tempted to. I think they would have not looked kindly on my doing that, though.
Uffizi is the right answer. Well done. You've taken the lead. Julie, back to you. You need to get this one right. What type of work is Graham Sutherland's Christ in Glory, unveiled in 1962? Is it a tapestry, is it a sculpture, or a stained glass window?
Doesn't sound like it would be a tapestry. It doesn't sound like a very male thing to do. That's possibly a bit sexist. Christ in Glory sounds like it would more likely be a grand sculpture with its arms out thrust. A stained glass window. I used to make stained glass, but I can't remember any stained glass window being so remarkable. There's lots of remarkable ones, but not that are so notable. I think I would have to go for sculpture on this one. Yes, sculpture.
Sculpture is your answer. Eggheads, where is this festival?
Coventry
It's in
Cathedral.
Coventry Cathedral, right? And you might think it's the Christ with on the cross, but it's not, is it? It's a tapestry, actually,
Oh, dear.
as part of that whole rebuilt cathedral. So, Julie, sorry you've been knocked out by Barry, who will be in the final. Please, both of you, come back, and we'll play the next round.